Hi, everyone. I'm Rhonda Ellis.
And I'm Melissa Sutton. And this is Cultivating a Home,
the podcast. This is a place where we will talk about what really matters. Growing in our walk with Christ, building strong marriages, raising our children with intention, and creating peaceful, life-giving homes centered on Him.
We'll share practical encouragement, real-life stories, and biblical truth to help you cultivate a heart and home that reflects Jesus. New episodes are every Thursday, so let's step into today's conversation together. Thanks, everybody, for joining us again this week. We are so happy that you are joining us week after week. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And thank you for those reviews. They're coming in, and we just appreciate them so much. It helps get the word out to other people who are wanting to learn about cultivating a peaceful home.
Yes, thank you guys so much. It's been so sweet to hear from you and your reviews. Thank you so much. And today we are back, and I'm really excited about what we're going to talk about today. Today we're going to talk about friendship. And women really care about friendship. They really want to have friends. And so can you tell us a little bit today about how to begin a friendship and how to make friends?
Sure. Well, first of all, we know that women crave intimate friendships. And what that really means is that women could be in a group of people and yet still feel lonely. And even in a good marriage and still feel kind of lonely. But what women are craving, what emotional intimacy feels like and looks like to women, is to feel safe and seen and understood. So it's really how God has wired us. We need close friendships.
So how would you begin? Like, how would you, if you said, I want to make more friends, I don't, have friendships that I can count on, or I'm looking for new friends, how would somebody be able to look for friends and begin friendships?
I think start right where you are. And one of the mindsets that we often need to alter is that we are sitting back waiting for people to become our friends, and we need to be the ones taking the initiative. And I think look around. What are you doing? What places are you going? Are you in the right places to make healthy, mature, godly friendships?
Mm-hmm.
So first, put yourself in some of those kind of situations. Could be a church group, a ladies' Bible study, a community, pickleball. It could be different things where you are meeting different women, and you want to look for those that have some similar interest as you, and mostly that you see that they love the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And that, of course, does not mean that you cannot be friends with others. It's not true at all. You want to be friendly to everyone and to make friendships with a lot of people. But those that will be in your closest circle, the ones who influence your life the most, are ones that need that same relationship with Christ, where you can share things and you'll get godly advice. You won't just get people rallying behind you and your choices if you're going through something difficult and agreeing with everything you say. You want people who will point you to scripture and help you think clearly and biblically. And so you want those people to be the ones that you have the most time with. But start with where you are. And you might also want to think about the daily rhythms and the weekly rhythms that you have, and, where your events in life take you.
Mm-hmm.
You might be sitting on the side of the soccer field with the same group of ladies all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And you can observe, like, who here would I really like to get to know? And then you make the initiative. No matter your personality type, you might be one that's kind of quiet and maybe timid about reaching out, but that's what it takes, is to reach out to someone else. And so if you want some wordage, it could be as simple as, hey, I've really enjoyed talking with you as we watch our kids play soccer, and wondered if you might want to have lunch next week.
Yeah.
And take that initiative, and then also have a little thick skin about it. If somebody says no, it's okay.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
Or give them another try. Maybe their schedules really didn't align with you. Or maybe you might want to try asking a couple ladies at the same time, because you never know. Sometimes people are a little intimidated themselves or feel a little timid to go out one-on-one, and they would feel better going as a group. So you might say, hey, a couple of us want to get together and have lunch. Would y'all like to join us? And you could use that approach to it. But just look around where you are and start there and look for people that you admire something in them and pursue those kind of friendships by just asking. And don't make the mistake that many of us do, which is, hey, I'd like to have lunch sometime with you. Okay, thank you.
Right.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But when you want to invite someone, set the date right then, and don't be like intimidating about it and make people feel like, whoa.
Yeah.
I don't know about
intense.
this.
Yeah,
She's
a little intense. Yeah.
But those people that are in your world, like, go ahead and put some dates on the calendar to ensure that it will actually happen.
That's really good. And I like how you said pickleball. I mean, it might be people that just have common interests with you. And that's a really good way to make friends, is what you're doing already and your stage of life. If you like soccer, pickleball, whatever, as a grandparent, I know, you like to take your grandkids to the zoo. Well, just invite a friend. Hey, do you want to come to the zoo with us? It's something that you're already a part of.
Right.
Yeah, that's really good. They want to make a friend, but they're trying to get over some obstacles in their mind of it's really hard for them. I know we keep coming back to this over and over again. A lot of the times the obstacle is ourself and thinking
so
about
true.
ourself.
That is so very true. I think some of the obstacles, well, we all face them, first of all, is insecurity. For one, we feel like I don't have anything to give to a relationship, and that really comes out in how we talk with people. You can feel the insecurity. So self-growth, like studying things that help us grow in our personality type, that help us to have more content that we know, studying up on things, being a more interesting person to talk with, learning to project our voice more clearly. And maybe for some of us, it's learning to talk less because maybe we've never studied ourselves or watched the reaction of other people as we talk. We can learn a lot from watching other people's reactions to us. We could learn, oh, it looks like they're annoyed that I keep interjecting things or that I'm one-upping or the story becomes about me. We can learn these things and learn to be a healthier friend who listens more than we speak. So understanding ourselves and growing is a very important thing because we are going to attract people that are to our caliber, so to speak. So we want to continue to grow lifelong. And another thing that fears, right? We are fearful of what somebody thinks of us. We have maybe past experiences or hurts that we bring to the table.
Yeah.
And maybe we've never really thought about it, but if we are insecure, that comes across. But another thing that can affect friendships is deep friendships is our walls come up. Like we are too afraid to be transparent with people. Of course, we want to be careful who we're transparent to. They need to be a safe place. But also, it's really hard to be with somebody who gives short answers to everything.
Yeah.
And you're sharing your heart with them, but they don't reciprocate. And so that's another barrier or obstacle to developing friendships. Another thing is we don't invest any time in it. It's not a priority. It has to be somewhat of a priority if you're going to develop a friendship.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't need to be a greater priority than your time with God and your time with your family, but it has to have a place for it.
Yeah. We definitely spend time on what is most important to us. And so we are going to have to spend some time, put in the effort. And like you're saying, it can't be just on the other person. We have to be the ones. I mean, what is that old adage of if you want to make a friend, you have to be a friend? And so you're going to have to do your part. The obstacle of self, I have this blog post from a Miss Rhonda Ellis that you wrote of some thoughts that people might have about what they are thinking when they are trying to make a friend. And this goes back to so much thought on ourselves. But here's some things that you might be thinking. Why don't people want to be my friend? Why don't they invite me or include me? She might not like me. I'm not good enough. And these are real things that we have to overcome. But the focus on all of that is I.
Yes.
Me. And so we are scared of the rejection and scared of putting ourselves out there. There's no thought behind that of the other person.
Very true. I like to use this example that I heard a long time ago from my friend Lisa, and it's called Here I Am / There You Are. And it really helps us to understand this story in how we navigate life and how we can put our attention on others versus all of those kind of obstacles and feelings of insecurity that are very normal for us. So here is the story, the comparison of two different people. Let's say I'm a middle schooler and I am seeing this group of people sitting down, and I walk in and I'm thinking, oh no, where am I going to sit? Okay, there's an open chair there. I don't think that person likes me. There's an open chair. Wait, that's a popular person. I don't know if I can sit there, and I don't know what to talk about. And oh no, what if they don't like my clothes? And et cetera, et cetera. Every one of those thoughts is about me. And although those could be things we all might think, the key is to turn that and recognize, okay, I'm thinking about me, and begin to turn the attention towards, instead of me walking in the room and thinking, really, that's actually saying, here I am, right? Here I am. What am I thinking? Okay, wait a minute. That could be any person. It could be a quiet person, a loud person. But let's look at another person, the same kind of thing where their attention's all about themselves, but they're more of a loud person, okay? They come into the room and they're like, hey, hey, everybody. And they are louder, right? Both of those people are coming into a room with me, me. Here I am. Here I am. Does anybody notice me? Here I am. Hey, I hope y'all notice me, right? Here I am. What we want to learn to do is to be a there you are person instead of here I am. It applies to introverts, extroverts alike. So you want to be a person that enters a room with the mindset of focusing on how you can lighten someone's load, how you can hear a conversation, how you can draw someone out, how you can comfort someone, how you can notice the needs they have in their life, how you can be there through triumphs, rejoicing, or sadness. And so that person would come into a room with a different mindset of, oh, there's an opening. I could talk with that person. Or, I see that person standing in the back of the room. I could go see if they have a place to sit. And it's there you are. And it's such a difference. And it really applies not just towards entering a room, but every time we have conversations with people and when we want to build friendships. When I am meeting someone new, having lunch with them and getting to know them better, I want to have a casual conversation with them where it doesn't sound like I'm like firing questions at them, but asking a question and giving time for that person to talk. And I like to ask about them, their family, what things they enjoy doing, challenges they face, and listen. And the studies have proven that people will go away from a conversation feeling so good about the relationship or the situation they've experienced with you if you've allowed them to talk about themselves. Because deep down in, we all want to feel seen, heard, valued, noticed.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to be, is a there you are person. And the way to do that is to be genuinely interested in the other person.
That's really good. And that is going to take initiative. And that's going to take some practice of being that kind of person where you're the one looking instead of feeling like, why isn't anybody looking at me? Why isn't anybody coming over to me? You're the one looking. You're the one making the initiative. You're the one doing the work, really.
And I really want to encourage the ladies listening. You do not have to become a different temperament. I know this just from years of life. I've seen so many friends who have been introverts say, I wish I was more outgoing. But the fact is, you can be an introvert, and introverts are some of the best listeners. But you can be an introvert or an extrovert, and the principle is still the same. But the introverts need this a little more, I think, is to put yourself out there. You don't have to change who you are, but you can learn to take that initiative and show your interest in others by just asking a question and listening. And then many extroverts need to also heed some advice. Of course, not all, but some would need to realize, okay, let's back it up. Let's slow it down a little bit and let's be a listener, right? Both introvert and extroverts can be good listeners, and they can be there you are.
That's really good. Yeah. And both kind of person has to get over challenges. I think sometimes when someone has a lot of friends, it might look to other people as if it's very easy for them. But like you're saying, especially for introverts, I think they might think, an extrovert has so much better way about them, such an easier time. They have a ton of friends because they're so good at it. But all temperaments have a hard time making friends. It's just different. And so don't let that be an obstacle in your life. Don't let that, what is that? Comparison is the thief of all joy. Don't compare yourself as far as, oh, well, they have a ton of friends. It's easy for them. Probably not. Everybody has their own obstacle that they have to get over to make friends. I love this saying, not to say, here I am, but there you are.
Yeah. And another thing that goes along with that is the problem isn't that people think too highly or lowly of themselves, is that the focus is always on themselves.
Exactly.
And that's good for all of us to hear because we want our focus and we want to teach our children that the focus should be on the other person.
That's really good. Another way that people are saying that is intimidating about becoming friends with somebody is because they see that person that they want to become friends with is very gifted. They have a lot of maybe talent or things that you don't have. And I like what you were saying before about that does not need to be an issue. Instead of saying, I'm intimidated by that person because they seem to be very talented or very gifted. Instead of that, you said, you can say to somebody, you have such a gift in that. You can compliment them and not be insecure and compliment them. And that kind of freedom puts away jealousy. It's not an issue anymore.
Yeah, it's what we talked about, I believe, in the last podcast was if you think something nice, say it. I think we hold in the good thoughts that we have sometimes because we're fearful that if we say something nice to them, they're going to get a big head or they're going to see us as less than. Why not just feel the freedom to recognize strengths that people have and say it and realize that God's created everybody with different talents and strengths. And so why not be a person who just is oozing with genuine compliment, not fluff, but you see something nice and you just say it. And it does keep jealousy at bay because you're cheering for them.
And don't let that be an obstacle in making a friend of, oh, she's so, fill in the blank. She's so good at whatever. She's so good at singing or she's so good at, floral arranging or all these things that you might see a person projecting. Don't let that become an obstacle and a point of jealousy. And then you can't make friends with them.
Right.
It's so intimidating.
Why not ask them to teach you? If you see, in fact, I did that very thing. My friend Paula is really good with making flower arrangements. And so when I have an event, I will say, can you help? Can you show me how to do that? Can you help? When my brother got married, I asked her. I looked around at different skills that friends had, and I didn't have those same ones. And even if I did have some of them, I could use help, right? And so I asked, could you come and do the floral arrangements for the archway and, the little table arrangements, a very simple wedding. And she did. She came and helped. And friendships develop when you recognize and point out strengths in others and you ask for help. You let them in and you don't have to compete, right? And also the opposite is true. It is so lovely and it feels so safe to have friendships where you can be yourself. Like Melissa, you and I are good friends and you know so many weaknesses that I have, such as organization and mostly administrative type things, and your strengths, and you're very much gifted in those areas that I'm weak in. And I feel like I don't have to pretend with you. I can say, please help me get organized. And if you were not that kind of friend, I would not truly be myself with you. I'd feel like I have to pretend and I have to tiptoe and I have to be guarded. But instead, I have friends who are gifted in ways that I'm not, and they love me unconditionally, and they don't judge and think, why don't you get it together? They might be thinking that, but they don't tell me, or it would add pressure. And it would be friendships I don't enjoy having because it adds pressure to my life.
Yes. Yeah, that's good.
And we want to be that kind of friend to other people where we are gracious and recognize, you know what, let me just assume they're doing the best. And we want to be that kind of friend to other people where we allow them to have weaknesses and that we always assume the best and that their intention is pure and the best.
Well, and again, after all of these episodes, every single time it goes back to our heart and getting over ourselves and looking at the other people that are in our lives, in our daily lives. That's really good. Well, we could talk a lot more about friendship. So we're going to keep talking about this next week. And again, if you guys have any questions, any comments, please send them our way and Rhonda will answer them on an upcoming episode. You can go to cultivatinghome.com and it's really easy there to find where you can send in a question.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks for spending this time with us today. We hope you're walking away encouraged and equipped with something simple you can put into practice right where you are. Remember, it's the small, faithful choices that shape the atmosphere of your home. So wherever you are today, keep cultivating hearts and homes for Christ.